What's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today the Colorado Buffaloes have beat the TCU Horned Frogs 45-42, and a huge upset in this week one of college football. Will probably go down as the biggest upset of week one, as Colorado, who only won one game last season, going 1-11, added in primetime Deion Sanders as the head coach, added in Travis Hunter, who just was fantastic today with an interception and 119 receiving yards and 11 receptions. He's already a candidate for Heisman. And then also Deion's son, Shedeur Sanders, had an unbelievable day at quarterback today, 38 for 47 with 510 passing yards and 4 passing touchdowns. Not only that, Colorado had four players that had over 100 receiving yards. That is ridiculous. Now, the running game, they didn't use the run game a lot today, and their run game was a little bit weak, but TCU has a really good run defense, but Colorado dominated TCU in the pass game today, and Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders' son, had an unbelievable game for Colorado to get the win. Colorado scored 45 points today. They scored only 185 points last season. So just what a day. And then next week, Colorado is going to play Nebraska and face off again. You're going to see a face off between head coaches Matt Rule, former Panthers head coach, Carolina Panthers head coach, and Deion Sanders. So that's going to be a fun matchup next week for Colorado. Let's see if they can keep it up. But they beat TCU, who was, in the national championship last year, and, won the Big 12. I know they lost 65-7 in the national championship, but TCU was a great team last year. I know they lost a lot of players in the draft, but Colorado had a really good game today, and I really liked what I saw from them. Their offense, mainly their defense with Travis Hunter. They had 2 interceptions in this ballgame, 1 for Travis Hunter, and this is going to be a really fun team to watch this season with college football. Let's go over the scoring summary. So the first quarter, Colorado scored a touchdown, and the only score in the first quarter belonged to Colorado with a Shedeur Sanders 4-yard touchdown pass to Dylan Edwards. He's their running back, and he had 3 touchdowns on the day, with 135 receiving yards. That makes it 7-0. Then in the second quarter, Trey Sanders has a 7-yard touchdown run for TCU. Griffin Kell makes the extra point at 7-7. But then a Siobhan Wilkerson 2-yard touchdown run for Colorado to make it 14-7. But another touchdown run for Trey Sanders, a 4-yard touchdown run with 1 minute and 53 seconds for Trey Sanders to put it in the end zone to tie it up at 14. And then right here is the only field goal of the game going into halftime. Jace Feely makes a 49-yard field goal to make it 17-14 going into halftime. That would be the only touchdown. That would be the only field goal kick in this game. Now, there were 3 field goal attempts. Colorado attempted another field goal that was blocked by TCU, and TCU attempted a 43-yard field goal that was missed. So there were 3 field goal attempts, but only 1 went through, and it's 17-14 going into halftime. Third quarter, on the first play of a drive for Colorado, Shedeur Sanders was a 75-yard touchdown pass to Dylan Edwards. He continues to dominate. It's 24-14. But then a couple of touchdowns in a row for TCU. Chandler Morris throws a 21-yard touchdown pass to Jared Wiley to make it 24-21. And then Chandler Morris throws a 23-yard touchdown pass to Dylan Wright to make it 28-24. This is where the teams just start, exchanging touchdowns. With about 25 seconds to go in the third quarter, Dylan Edwards has a 7-yard touchdown run, and it is 31-28. But then the fourth quarter, the touchdown run for Dylan Edwards to make it 31-28. Colorado takes the lead, and then the fourth quarter with 10.5 minutes remaining, you'd see TCU take the lead again with the 19-yard touchdown run by quarterback Chandler Morris, and it's 35-31 TCU. But then a Shedeur Sanders 26-yard touchdown pass to Jimmy Horn Jr. It's 38-35 Colorado. But then how about another touchdown run for Trey Sanders? He had 3 rushing touchdowns in this ball game, and this was a 1-yard rushing touchdown, and it's 42-38. But the last score of the ball game is a Shedeur Sanders 46-yard touchdown pass on a 4th down and 2, game on the line, to who else than Dylan Edwards, who had his 3rd touchdown on the day right there. And the extra point is good by Jace Feely, and it's 45-42. Game leaders, passing yards, Shedeur Sanders, 38 for 47, 510 passing yards, 4 passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Chandler Morris, the quarterback for TCU, 24 for 42, 280 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Rushing leaders for Colorado, Wilkerson had 13 carries for 45 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown. For TCU, Bailey had 14 carries for 164 rushing yards. And how about I think Travis Hunter was the player of the game, but a very underrated day for running back / wide receiver Dylan Edwards, who had 5 receptions for 135 receiving yards and 3 receiving touchdowns. Also, a really good day for Jared Wiley, the tight end for TCU, 6 receptions for 70 receiving yards and 1 receiving touchdown. Let's go over some more stats in this game. Trey Sanders, who had 3 touchdowns, the second player in this ballgame to have 3 touchdowns, 1 for Colorado, 1 for TCU. Trey Sanders had 46 rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. And Amani Bailey was the one that had 164 rushing yards. The other receiving for the Colorado Buffaloes, I mean, Dylan Edwards was dominant with 135 receiving yards and 3 receiving touchdowns, but they had another 3 players that had over 115 receiving yards. They had 4 players on this team with more than 115 receiving yards. Travis Hunter, Heisman candidate, had 11 receptions for 119 receiving yards. Xavier Weaver had 6 receptions for 118 receiving yards. Jimmy Horn Jr. had 11 receptions for 117 receiving yards and 1 receiving touchdown. So that was it for the receiving for Colorado. Fumbles in this game, you saw running back Amani Bailey fumble, but it was recovered by Millard Bradford, and then Dylan Edwards lost a fumble. And this fumble that he lost was on a punt return, and he made it up after that punt return because then he scored 3 touchdowns after. Interceptions in this ball game, both to Colorado. Travis Hunter had an interception, and Trevor Woods had an interception. What a day for Travis Hunter, Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders, and the Colorado Buffaloes, as Colorado gets their first win of the season in week 1. Last year they went 1-11, have a brand new team with Deion Sanders and with primetime, and this Colorado team is going to be fun to watch. They should be ranked after this win against TCU. I would think they're going to be ranked. They should enter the top 25. Not, too deep in the top 25. Probably in the area of top 25 to top 22 and next week's college football rankings. But we'll see. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on the game for today, and peace out.